All right, so we gonna rant this up real quick. Phone only give me 25 minutes of recording time, so try to get it under there. Listen, I'm not one of these people that's trying to get a come up off of Bronny and LeBron James. I seen a video this morning of a certain content creator coming at the anti-LeBron James establishment. You know, as I suspect that certain content creator is one of the LeBron James paid media shills, one of the paid minions. And look, I don't want to come up over Bronny. I want to go on record to tell you that I was a guy who years ago, I said as I seen LeBron James Jr., Bronny James come up, felt like it would be cool. I thought it would be cool for him to have that moment where a father's going to stay in the league long enough to where his son got there. And I knew how he was going to get here, right? I knew he was not going to earn his way. I knew that. And, again, the nepotism part of it doesn't really bother me, right? If you have the power to get a spot for your son, do so. And years come, we're here in 2024, 2025, right? This is the rookie season for Bronny James. And that point has come, right? That time has come. And so therefore, again, I'm not going to and realize I don't think LeBron is trying to kill his son. I know what the title might say. But no, LeBron's not trying to kill his son, but the point I'm making here is when you have a guy in LeBron James that, again, this is kind of the issue is not where he was picked. It's none of that. I mean, it is kind of an issue that he's taking up a guaranteed roster spot by having a guaranteed contract. He's taking opportunities away from others. But let it be clear. And again, I don't want to hate on Bronny, and I don't want to come up off of this. But yeah, there's people that are flat out lying to you when they tell you that Bronny is doing well and Bronny didn't have a bad game and all of this. I mean, this shot was good. It was good. It just didn't fall. That shot was good. It didn't fall. Okay, so if it fell, that does it take away from the fact that he was cooked on defense? That every time he does get out there with real NBA players, that he was cooked on defense? See, this is the thing. This is the thing that I want to get into. I made this point a while back. I made this point in private. Then I made this point on a public platform on AOH when I called in to his show, and I said, listen, if this was boxing, if LeBron James was a boxer, and he was a main event champion like a Floyd Mayweather or something like that, right? And he just he had a kid that wanted to get in the boxing game, and wanted to inherit daddy's legacy, and okay, so Floyd Mayweather was going to come out and fight and be on the same card with his son, right? So father and son, on a card, right? Father and son on a card. So Bronny would fight a big high-profile match, and Bron would fight the main event or whatever. That would be the equivalent of what LeBron is doing with his son, getting his son into the league the way he did. Again, I don't take any offense to the nepotism. I don't have a problem with the nepotism. I don't have a problem with the fact that they got the moment. Father and son playing in the same game. The first, opening night, they had to make it happen. Boom. Get it out the way. Boom. But it's the fact that they lied to you. It's the fact that how it was done. Because number one, I maintain they did not have to use the 55th pick. Right? Now people keep saying the 55th pick, 55th picks are insignificant. Especially in a weak draft. Possibly. I mean, think about this. I liken last year's draft, this 2024 draft, back to the 2013 draft, right? Where you had pretty much a bust at the top, Oladipo's pretty much, I don't know if he's going to play again. The injuries have really robbed him. He would have been a decent player at the second pick. Your third pick was, I can't even remember who the third pick was. I know the fourth pick was Alex Len. I mean, that 2013 pick draft was a lot. In that situation, in that draft, you had guys like, the only superstar that came from that draft was Giannis Antetokounmpo, who was pretty much an interesting prospect in the fact that he was going to grow a few inches. He got stronger. He is now the dominant physical force that you see today. But at the time the Bucks drafted him, he was a 6'9", 190-pound string bean who was just thought to be a defensive weapon. So it was kind of one of those situations where, as a Knicks fan, we had the 24th pick. And I was hoping that Giannis would drop down to 24, and if the Knicks would have the foresight to draft him, because at the very least we had an upside situation. This situation, again, the better players, like a Zach Edey, who went kind of early than expected. You see when he plays, like, he is very talented, has a good touch around the basket, but he is too slow to really kind of guard these modern fives. So it's reason why he didn't, as a guy with such that led a team to the final game and everything like that, had a dominant college career. He went he was projected not to even go into the lottery. He wound up going in the lottery, but So getting back to Bronny, the pick. It's the fact that it's the Lakers who don't have, like this year, they don't have their first round pick. They're going to finally close the books on the 80 trade about 7 years after it happened. So they don't have their pick, which means, it's going to go outright to New Orleans. With the way that the season is played out, it looks like the Lakers will make the playoffs, so it won't be a lottery pick. And New Orleans is in the lottery themselves. So, the Cooper flag. I mean, look, that trade, when it came down to that trade, they gave up a lot of capital. They gave up, you could have potentially given up the pick that would have drafted Victor Wembanyama. And this is why it's always trading picks for a superstar, especially when they're unprotected, when they're a guy like, you got to give up unprotected picks for a guy like AD. It is a slippery slope to play. So the Lakers the issue is that the Lakers don't have a lot of young talent, and they don't have a lot of young players. But getting back to the whole the boxing analogy, if LeBron's sport was boxing, you'd have a situation where he could get his son killed in the ring doing this. And again, basketball is not, it's not a gladiator sport, right? It's not a gladiator sport. There are some dangers, but, it's not that much of a contact sport where boxing is. So therefore, okay, you don't have the physical dangers, but you do have dangers. So you do have dangers. You do have the situation where, okay, now he's subject to ridicule. Because let's not make no mistake, he just shot 1 for 6 last night as he got in garbage time against the lowly, probably one of the worst teams we've ever seen, Washington Wizards. And he went 1 for 6 to bring his career shooting percentage from 6% all the way up to 9%. The man is shooting 9% from the floor. Okay, and this is where I've listened to a lot of other takes, and this is why I'm land my plane. I've listened to a lot of other takes, and again, if this kid put in the work, and I don't think he's doing it. Shout out to AOH for pointing out again that Bronny plays select games with the G League. Bronny is not even playing every game with the G League. He's playing select games. So somehow, he'll come out and have a nice stat line, and everybody brings that up. See, this is the problem. This really is the problem. Because again, I said it would be a cool thing for him to be in the league. He's not doing it the right way. He's not earning his stay. And see, here's the thing: if you're an NBA player drawing an NBA guaranteed contract, we expect you to come into the game when given an opportunity. Okay, forget the 2 for 22. Forget the fact that he hasn't made a 3. Forget all that. You brought him in because, unfortunately, and this is the problem too, he's the quickest player on the Lakers. He is their quickest fleet-footedest, whether that's a word or not. He is their quickest fleet-footedest defender. So they brought him in. J.J. Redick brought him in this situation to see if he could slow down Tyrese Maxey. He couldn't do it. The technique ain't there. Maybe he's not even nowhere near as quick. I mean, listen, Maxey is one of the quickest players on the planet. Okay? He's one of the quickest players on the planet. But see, here's what happens. When you're a great defender that they say that we expect him to possibly be one day, you would expect him to have better technique to where it's not, and again, it's not every time Bronny has gotten in for the chance to defend and show what he is on defense, he's been eviscerated. Okay? Look, we cannot sugarcoat that. We're not going to sugarcoat that at all. He's been eviscerated because he doesn't have the defensive technique. Again, these are things that any other player, and this is my thing, right? Any other player would be expected to come in with. Again, we know he's the prince. He's got the famous dad. But if the one redeeming quality that I expect that people expect or people expect to see is defense, you have to have. Again, you're not going to necessarily lock up a Tyrese Maxey, right? He was brought in there to help slow him down because the Lakers were favored in that game, right? The Lakers, the Sixers were missing Maxey. They were missing Embiid. They were missing Drummond, and they were missing Paul George. So the Lakers were favored, and they got blown out. Okay, they got blown out by a lottery team that's missing most of their best players. And that's the thing, right? That's the thing. The Lakers are in desperate need of a perimeter stopper. LeBron can't do it. He's too old. Doesn't have the, can't do it. Max Christie ain't that guy. Oh, Vando's back, right? Oh, they're going to start playing stifling defense. Nope. You bring in, that's the reason why, when Bron said, I'm watching League Pass, and these kids, it's low-key embarrassing. My son is better than all of these guys. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? Okay, listen. This is the business of basketball. This is basketball. This is the NBA. If you're not ready, you're not ready. I've listened to long soliloquies about what he's supposed to develop into, this, that, and the third. Again, he does not have the requisite ball handling skills. He does not have the size. If he was 6'7", then you know what? There'll be a reason for him to be in the league. He's 6'2". He can't run the point. He can't, And again, like I said, if this was a sport of boxing and any other boxer, shout out to Stephen A. Smith because he illuminated the point bringing up when Larry Holmes fought Marvis Frazier. After Marvis Frazier was only had 10 fights under his belt, and Larry Holmes was, I'm not sure if he had the belt, but he was definitely a contender. And pretty much it was a nepotism. It was a nepotism move to get Marvis Frazier on the card with Larry Holmes, the great Larry Holmes. And he just wasn't ready for that mode. And It was like, as Stephen A. said, Larry Holmes was telling the referee before he even threw the punch, you gotta stop the fight. I'm gonna hurt this kid. Stop the fight. I'm gonna hurt this kid. This is the equivalent. This is the equivalent. Only it's basketball, right? So there's no chance of him dying. Small chance. I mean, and I'm not even alluding to the heart issue. There's a small. Again, he's a good athlete. He is a good athlete. That's redeeming. That's one redeeming quality. But again, he's just not. He doesn't have the package. We all see it. It's 2 for 12. 2 for 22. He's shooting a 9% from the field. 9. Come on. And again, this is mostly in garbage time. So when you want to say, well, who was going to... Again, my Knicks picked 2 players after that. My Knicks had the 56th and the 58th player. So we had the pick directly after Bronny, and we had the 58th pick. Ariel Haporti, every time he gets in... us Knicks fans, we nickname him the Incredible Hulk. Every time he gets in a game, he impresses us. Every time he gets minutes. And so does Tyler Kolek. Tyler Kolek was picked earlier. We have not seen Lance McCullers Jr. from Kansas had a stellar 4-year career. Actually, I think he had a 5-year career because he had an extra year for COVID. These are guys that potentially could help the Lakers. These are guys that could potentially be. So I've always said this: you didn't have to use the pick to get him, but you wanted the pomp and circumstances, like his graduation night. Didn't he have a high school graduation, LeBron? But you wanted the pomp and circumstances of his name being called by the co-commissioner did the second round, or did y'all get Silver to do the second round? It's just really, to me, it really is, certain. I think when you do these, narcissism, it's like you're feeding LeBron's narcissism more than you actually help the Lakers. And again, that's the thing, right? You're helping LeBron's ego rather than helping the Lakers. And that's the dangerous part. But again, the Lakers are just in it for business anyway, right? They're not in it to win it anymore. We get it now. We get it. The Lakers are not in it to play winning basketball. They're not. And they're in it for LeBron's ego plays. Again, well, here's the thing, bro. If you're going to put your son in a position to be ridiculed for your ego, take it. Take it. But don't lie to us. Don't lie and tell us this guy is going to be Patrick Beverley in 5 years. Yes, there's a lot of players that grow into their bodies, grow into their talent. But, bro, none of them look this bad when given a chance to actually play. None of them, again, if you really was about this kid's development, you'd have him playing all games. You wouldn't tell us dumb shit like we had to fly him out. We had to fly him out to Philly so he can play in this game. Is he not a professional basketball player? Look. It throws me back to LeBron James complaining about going to Milwaukee in the preseason. Bruh, you get paid to do that, bruh. You get paid to do that. So this is why us old heads keep hating on you on this generation of talent. And again, Bron should be an old head himself. He's 40. He's 40 now. I'm 45. Okay? Bron is an old head himself. It's just things you don't say. You don't say stupid shit like that, bro. That's my feeling. So, again, Bronny, you are what you are, man. You are what you are. I wish him the best. Again, I don't have no personal hate on him. It's just when we see what we see. And I know the first time he has a 4 for 6, and everyone, see? Well, see? Listen, it is what it is, bro. But already we know there's a lot of guys, there's a lot of players that should be on the Lakers in that spot and not him. And that's just what it is, man. All right, I'm going to cap it out here. Y'all have a good one.